those who adhere to the issue of mashhur, the 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 accepted norm. If he spends more than the diya or the compensation, then he can't. لا ضرر ولا ضرار. ضرار means no one harms the other, whether this covers him or not. This is not a narration, but it's Al-Islam Yajub, which Islam waives everything that happened before it's a narration. And some have said also Al-Imanu Yajub. This is not a narration, but some accept this as under the same guidance of the other one. This is mentioned in the Urwa. If he's done the deeds before, according to him, he doesn't need to repeat them. But if he hasn't prayed or fasted, will he have to do that? Most scholars say yes, they have to do it, and including my late brother. My late brother says even that is not necessary. Just like Al-Islamu Yajub, Islam waives everything before. You have, in Islam you have wajibat and mustahabat, obligatory and recommended. Ruku' and sujood is wajib in salah, for example. But qunut, is it wajib? No, it isn't wajib. Some of them, in the deeds in Islam, some are obligatory and some are mustahab, or recommended. Bada means ibda. Bada means doesn't know, but ibda means he knew it but he hadn't revealed it. So in terms of nas, so nas means in the case of nas, this means the ruling which was given was temporary, but it wasn't given, and then it was substituted with something which is permanent. So naskh in that sense, it's impossible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nas like ibda means to reveal. So Allah knew something, hadn't revealed it, and revealed it later. رفع مضطر إليه. That means if one is compelled or desperate for something, then that will be waived for him. For example, if someone can't perform sujood or prostration, then he points with his head. But to put this the turba on his forehead is not wajib. It is mustahab. So it's not necessary. It is not necessary. Yes, it's good to do so, to put the muhr, the turbat on his forehead, but it's not wajib to do so. The principle of Maysur is everywhere, applicable everywhere, unless there is instructions against it. In the case of fasting, there is no Maysur because we have an instruction, particular. In wudu, there is no Maysur. We don't have the principle of Maysur. If he can't face half of his face or half of his arm, then it's not wudu anymore. If other, like also al-ghusl, then it changes, the wudu changes into tayammum. Maysur applies everywhere unless we have a particular instruction, guidance, which contradicts it, or like fasting. If he can fast from dawn to break, if he can't fast for 1/1000th of that period, then he is not fasting anymore, and we have instructions accordingly. As I said, it's not necessary to raise the turbat on the forehead. If he can't perform prostration, then he has to point with his head, to lower his head a little bit. From the mutawatir riwayat, one can use it. Deduce that the 14 ma'soom, in everything they are equal, except two. One is their rank in the sight of Allah is different. Another one is the prophethood of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which the other 13 ma'soom don't have the prophethood. So in all these, we can deduce in that they are equal in everything, including one of them is isma or infallibility. Allah has given ranks, one is superior to another. For example, I don't know why Amir al-Mu'mineen is superior to Fatima al-Zahra. Fatima al-Zahra is superior to Imam Hussein. We have a narration that Imam Hussein on the day of Ashura said, my grandfather is better than me, my father is better than me, my mother is better than me, my brother is better than me. But as to why, I haven't seen any evidence for that. No. This gentleman says, why is it? Why is it they are superior? That is, why is it that Fatima Zahra is superior to Imam Hassan and Hussein? I said, I don't know. One thing you know is that the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's got the prophethood, but and the rest don't. He's asking why that, for example, Imam Hussein is better than Imam Hassan is better than Imam Hussein. And I said, I don't know. If the gentleman find out in the teachings of Ahlul Bayt as to why, it will be good to know. Yes, that gentleman is asking why. In the case of the Prophet, it's obvious that he's got prophethood and the rest, they don't. That Imam al-Mahdi, Imam Sahib al-Zaman, he is superior to of the 8 of his forefathers. Why? What about Lady Fatima Zahra? What about Imam Hassan? Yes, Imam Hassan is Hujjah over Imam Hussein. But why? He said, my father is better than me. The Prophet was the seal of the prophets, not only a prophet. In the case of Imam Hussein, there are some peculiarities that in his grandfather, even though he's superior to him, they don't have these specialities. One, that the turbat of Imam Hussein one can eat and use it, but we don't. That doesn't apply to the turbat of the Prophet. The Imams are from his offspring. Imam Hassan is superior to Imam Hussein, but the Imams are not from Imam Hassan. These are the special aspects of Imam Hussein, but that doesn't mean he's superior to Imam Hassan or Imam Ali or his grandfather, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even though he's got some specialities, that there are some peculiar aspects to him that don't apply to others. Imam Hussein is superior to his 9 descendants, but he's not superior to Imam Hassan. And الدعاء تحت قبته, the permission. So the special aspect concerning Imam Hussein is one thing, but the superiority is something else. الخصائص الحسينية, the special aspects of Imam Hussein, which are many. الوتر الموتور, she's the one who is martyred, and it's one of the peculiars of Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
چیزی فرموده بودن خب برداشت میکردیم وقتی که نفرمودن بله 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 ببخشید نشنیدم آه بله ان الله اذا حرم شيئا حرم ثمنه اگه یک مقداری از ثمن مقابل اون مقدار حرام قرار بگیره بله جایز نیست اما عادتا اینجور نیست
If some of the cost, some of the price is concerning the bone marrow, then specifically for that, then it's not permissible. But normally this is not the case. When they sell sheep, when they sell a sheep, for example, is it some of the money goes specifically for that bone marrow or not? Allah is the narration says that if someone something is prohibited, then the sale of it is prohibited also. And the price that one gets for it is also prohibited. If it is the way you explain it, yes, it's not permissible, but it is not the case normally.
اون فضلات ببخشید اجل الله السامعین اون فضلات حیوان گوسفند یا شتر که تو مزاجشه وقتی که میفروشنش هم چند گرم که هست
the feces, whatever that is inside inside the animal, when you buy the animal that's inside it, you're not paying for that, even though when it says 50 kilos, probably 100 grams goes towards those haram things, or probably the tumors or the veins, which some say the uruq are haram, but this you're not paying for a price for these normally. Yeah, and it is not in the understanding that some of the money goes towards that haram thing. If it is, yes, it's not permissible. Yeah, the seller, when he sells a sheep, for example, an animal, it's not in his understanding that some of the costs goes towards the bone marrow or what have you, those haram things.
این که میفرماید دقیق عقلیه اما عرفاً ثمنه ان الله لا حرم ثمنه یعنی
This is what you're saying is it really the understanding, or is it just the logical explanation of the things? It is not maybe the logical, but the rational and normal understanding is that the seller is not selling these stuff, like and is not costing for the bone marrows and the feces or whatever, which are not required, and the seller is not really particularly buying those in particular.
همین تبعیه نه اینکه یک جزئی از ثمن مقابلش اگه باشه بله اشکال داره.
Yeah, this is consequential. Yes, if it is specifically for those price, and one is then it's problematic. One cannot buy those things.
خلاصه اگر در ارتکاز اینجور باشه که جزئی از ثمن مقابل حرامه
If it is understand that some of the cost goes towards those haram stuff,
جعبه نعوذ بالله خمر ورداشته باهاش تو ماشین میشینه یه پولی اجرت میده اگه یه قدری از اجرت مقابل اون باشه میشه حرام اما اگر نه این آدم که جعبه باهاش باشه چه نباشه اجرت
it's like
مقداره
it's like, for example, one rides a taxi and it's for a fixed price. But if that the passenger, if the passenger has a box of alcohol with him, then the price will be the same. So the taxi driver will get the same price. Yes, if it is specifically for that box of alcohol, then it will be haram. It will be haram to take that money.
همون یعنی تبعی نباشه که عرض کردم. نعم. الأجرة لأنه مو واجب على الناس ينطون أجرة لرسول الله قل لا أسألكم عليها من أجر وإنما بمعتاد هذا شوفوا اللغة العربية
The wage is not
بجد أكثرها مجازات استخدام
the
ذلك
most of the
حقيقية أقل
most of the things that we have is figurative and figurative speech. For example, we say me and you, Ali, are ajir or hired by this ummah. So and the wage of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Amir al-Mu'mineen, and the wage is to obey them.
كلمة الانتظار هذا موضوع.
The word al-intizar, something which has been specified, and you have to refer to the urf, to the customary understanding. For example, if some people are coming to visit you, will you sleep at home? Or will you just start preparing everything in the house and clean the house and prepare food and drinks and so on? So the one who is waiting, muntazir, waiting for the faraj, that means we obey the Ahlul Bayt, so that when Imam Zaman comes, we are ready, we are prepared, preparing intidar al-faraj, which means like when someone is waiting for someone who is dear to him to come home. Sallallahu alaihi Muhammadin wa alihi wa
وبطوع جلالك زائرة شمس قمر فلك زهر فوضت قضاء الكون على ما شئت ويتبعها القدر. فوضت قضاء الكون على ما شئت ويتبعها القدر. ما شئت ويتبعها القدر. والأرض لقد ملئت جورا ولقد ثقلت مما فجروا. والأرض لقد ملئت جورا ولقد ثقلت مما فجروا. وشريعة أحمد قد درست ومعالمها سترى الغبر. وشريعة أحمد قد درست ومعالمها سترى الغبر. يا من بولائك نفتخر وطلوع جمالك ننتظر.
يا آية الطهر يا إيمان يأوينا علما وفضلا وإنشاء وتكوينا. يا آية الطهر يا إيمان يأوينا علما وفضلا وإنشاء وتكوينا. قد حاز بالفضل آيات مبينة يخط مصحفها تقوى لتنجينا. على خطى جده قد خط منهجه وضاء كالشمس لم يخش الفراعنة. يا آية الطهر يا إيمان يأوينا علما وفضلا وإنشاء وتكوينا. وما توانى فعزم في جوانحه